revisit to the Arcane build, and this is on without having to, you know, Arcane. But we're gonna show you the way of the. So the reason why I'm making this video is because there are many different builds in Bloodborne. Like, there's so many versatile builds, and a lot of them have to do with, you know, your character's skill set, because everything in this game is about skill and not as much all the other little shit that you have to do. Alright, so we're gonna do a little bit of farming here and there, just to show you the stats of the current build. Okay, for Arcanes, you mostly have a shit ton of Arcane, but for this build, you're not really going to focus on that. You want to try to even out your stats with everything else. So here's what we're working with. We're working with 25 Vitality, 20 Endurance, 10 Strength, 9 Skill, 5 Blood Tinge, and 19 Arcane. And the whole purpose of doing this is to survive. Like, you want to be an Arcane user that can last the fight instead of dealing high damage. So at the cost of you not putting as many points into Arcane as you normally would, you're gonna take that and you're gonna put it into health. But you're still gonna have enough Arcane to use the Arcane weapons. Another thing with this build is, late game, you're really not gonna have trouble with anything, like, because of the really high health pool. And as you can tell, even though I'm level 38, which this is just still really early on, it's safe to say that, you know, it takes a lot to kill you, even at this moment. Now, a lot of people want to know what makes an Arcane build an Arcane build, and that's easily an obvious answer. You just put extra stats into Arcane, and you use a weapon that The weapon I'm using right now doesn't have any Arcane properties other than my healing factor. The small bit of self-regeneration that I get from putting on one of the blood gemstones, which I'll show you what that is in a few minutes. After I try to clean myself up from getting ambushed. Now, I love the combat system in this game simply because it's so versatile that you never really get stuck to doing one thing. That's the weapon that I'm using right now. It's called the Threaded Cane. And this is easily one of the fastest, most versatile weapons in the game. I know there's a few others that are really versatile, but this one is in the top because unlike most other weapons right here, this weapon has a little bit of a kink to it, if you like kinky shit. So, the Threaded Cane is one of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used by hunters on their duties. Sufficiently deadly as a rigid-bladed cane, but also serves as a whip when its blade is split into many, concealing the weapon inside the cane and flogging the beasts with the whip is partly an act of ceremony. An attempt to demonstrate to oneself that the bloodlust of the hunt will never encroach upon thy soul, thy dark soul. Except for this is Bloodborne. So anyway, as you read up a little bit of history with the Threaded Cane. So what this weapon is really good at is it's more of a holy type weapon. It's not an arcane weapon, it just does more damage towards that factor. I'll explain more of that in a later video. But anyhow, this weapon has serrated damage, and what serrated damage does is it does more damage to like beast-like creatures. It just, whenever I pull out the whip, that little blood splatter from the enemies, it just rips them apart. It just cuts through the defense. Like, this thing doesn't really have much of a filter, and it's really fast. It's low stamina cost, which helps out a shit ton. Oh, fuck it. Run the train on my ass. Like, hey, you look like a pretty girl. Wanna play with my giant axe? You better ask somebody. Ask somebody. It's like the grandmother that loves to cook you homemade pizza. If this basket decides to fall off, I will die laughing. And even the motherfucker over there is throwing shit at me. Oh shit! Oh, damn! Well, I fucking fell off. Oh no! He was a formidable foe! Hobgoblin! Arisen! Open thy eyes! I grant thee fire's blaze! Now, Arisen! Take my fire! again, motherfucker. I'll slap your ass with a baseball bat, bitch. I know that was a lower offensive. Smell of fried crow in the morning. I thought he was still alive. He just giving me that look like, damn man, I'm still hanging in there. I just don't want to let you know that. And I was gonna sneak up on your ass and just tag you when you turned around, but shit, I'm too tired. I work a 9 to 5. What did you expect? We're gonna go mess with grandmother pizza cutter. And let's not fall off the ledge. Well, I'm gonna fucking run. I ain't taking the school. Ain't Halloween yet. Pretty bad when history decides to repeat itself. Karma's a bitch, but karma can also be a bastard too. Namely, my long dick. It's that moment whenever you get into the bedroom and the girl was like, you know, ready for it, and you just whip out and you're like, BAM! Cops! It's like when she doesn't know that you're a grower and you can show her what you're made of. Hey bitch, I got extends. Up on a high instead of a low. I need to clean up around this place. Look at all this shit. Y'all don't take care of none of the fucking horses. And y'all got dirty ass bookshelves. Look at that shit. Clean that shit up. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Look at all this shit. Be ashamed of yourselves. God, that's disgusting. This is why your parents, you know, hark on you about washing the fucking dishes. Because that shit's just nasty. Go wash your fucking dishes. If you got dishes right now, go wash them. Please. Because this shit right here, uncalled for. I better not ever catch no fucking dirty dishes over here. You understand me? Good. play with me, boy. Sister Harlem from the hood, don't play that shit. Put these fucking size 9 heels in your hand. Come on, little bastard. It's like 2 minutes until Netflix and chill, and he pulls out a brick. Like, god damn, man. I know what you're doing right now. Are we gonna make a wheel with that shit? Like a chisel? My nizzle in the hizzle? For shizzle? For rizzle? On the hizzle? That's like when you, I'm not sure if you guys have to ever experience this, but it's like, you know, how when you go in the kitchen or some shit and then you turn the lights on, you see a goddamn rat. And you don't know whether you want to run or just fight the motherfuckers. Like, how did you get in here? It's like, oh wait, I'm just gonna leave you alone. Oh, look at Charlie. Charlie is like, you know, he was a really good friend of mine one time. And like, you know, we used to wash each other's back in prison. Not that kind of washing, but I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Me and Charlie go way back. I remember when I first found Charlie. He was just, you know, one of those kids that, you know, sat in the back of the bus, chilling out to his rock music and shit. Like, hey, what's your name? He looks at me, and he's like, just / N-word is, $, is. So I go up to him. He lets me sit next to him. I actually thought he was one of those kids that would shoot up the school. Turns out he was actually pretty cool. Well, pretty cool with me. Because I was free from getting shot. I got that text message one day. He was like, hey, my parents aren't home. I'm like, okay. Okay, Charlie, your parents aren't home. Yeah. I don't like my parents. And then that's when I came to realize something. Charlie's parents weren't home for a reason. I don't think Charlie's parents ever saw him go back to school. Like, ever. He was a nice guy. Alright, so here's how the blood gym shit works. Clean and simple. So, These are called Tempering Bloodstone gems, and they are the basic of the basic gemstones that you collect throughout the game. Like, you get these from enemies that, you know, in Old Yarnum, Central Yarnum, especially right after you kill the cleric beasts and Father Guacamole, because I really can't pronounce this fucking name. I thought I could, but I'm just gonna call him Guacamole because that's the easy, you know, how he died. He ended up turning into guacamole. But anyhow, what you want to look for is tempering blood gemstones that have more than one skill on them, because later on in the game you're gonna find like bigger ones and ones that are of pristine quality. And the best gemstones you're gonna find, period, are in Chalice dungeons. And I do have a video out about Chalice dungeons already. It's just the very first Chalice dungeon. And once you run the very first Chalice dungeon, you pretty much already have a understanding of how they work, because Chalice dungeons is a series of levels and stages within the area, within a certain big area. And there's a lot of cool enemies down there and bosses that you have to fight. Now the bosses, I'd have to say, are not all that hard. It depends on what level of Chalice dungeon you're running, because as your level goes up, the challenge dungeon difficulty does too, and it depends on the rituals that you use. And that's very important, because that's going to determine, like, the level. Well, it doesn't really determine the level of gemstone you're going to get, but that's normally the range. Like, are you going to get an adapt, or are you going to get, like, a radio or whatnot? So just take that into account. So what you do is you get these things right here. So you can just take them off or put them in. Right now I have this one. I could use that one, but that one to me is not viable. The HP one is more viable to me, because you can fucking HP again, like, come on. And then I don't really have one up on these weapons, because I really don't use them that often until I get the last slot. And the way how you get slots is after +5 you can get your third slot, which is usually the slot that you can put, like, for your, well, actually your second slot is the one that you can use for certain gems to put, like, fire or bolt or arcane damage on to your weapon. And I like doing that because it gives your weapon an edge. To me, I always love elemental damage in mage shit, so to me that's worth it. Another thing is, whenever you're running arcane builds, I say go with one that has an equal amount of arcane and an equal amount of skill. Now you can easily change that if you're going to be like more of a melee type, because sometimes you just gotta go in there and ruin shit. And I understand that, me personally, because sometimes you just want to sit back and shoot. Now, I am going to, oh, fuck. Well, I'm not going to do that because I fucked myself up. I'm going to farm a few Quicksilver bullets instead of buying them. Because on this playthrough, I have not killed the Blood-Starved Beast yet, and I wanted to just show you how dangerous Arcane is towards the Blood-Starved Beast. Now, this isn't like, you know, cancer or anything. This is more like, it's like getting a colonoscopy. You need a little finger here and there. It's just your everyday checkup. After you're like 40. I know that's uncomfortable for a lot of people. But oh well. God damn it. You're hearing the little squeaking shit in the background. That's my fucking chair. I gotta touch a fucking wooden chair and not a fucking stool. It hurts my brain too. It shouldn't take me too much longer. That sound is the sound of pride. And not someone moaning. What the fuck was I doing? Oh yeah, I was firing some bullets. Later on down the line, you're going to come to realize that Bloodborne is a very deep, dark, and inept game that takes a lot of time and practice to even, you know, grasp some of it. Because for me, I mean, I've played this game since it first came out, and still to this day, I haven't fully grasped the entire lore and backstory, because there's just so much story to this game. Like, it has to deal with aliens and shit, you being in a dream, and it's a colossal of a mind fuck. You know, they say the definition of insanity is doing the shit over again, especially this one. I expect to see this one. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because every time you kill this guy, he gives you 4 silver bullets, and I need 20 to fill up my thing, because whenever I go fight the Bloodstar Beast, I am going to have to shoot him a couple of times to at least get him into the visceral state. Because this boss can be really difficult if you just don't come prepared. That's mostly it. I mean, for any boss anyway, but for this boss in particular, you have to come prepared because his attack pattern is very erratic, and you are not going to be ready for whenever he decides to just go on a rampage. And that shit right there is just going to make you really upset. Especially after you get him down to half health. And when you're using an arcane build, you're going to be switchier than normal. So you have to take that into account. And since this is a more tankier arcane build, I'm not going to be able to do the damage that I did in my previous video whenever I fought the Bloodstar Beast. And that's not because I was using a different weapon like the Saw Cleaver, but that's just because the fact of I had more strength and more skill put into my character than this one. I almost have literally no skill or strength, so this is gonna be a sketchy fight, because mainly for this fight you gotta have a lot of stamina, so I need to farm it a few more times. That's going to put me at 16. Fuck, I go. Now, on this channel, I know I don't have, I have a few watchers here and there, because I'm brand new to, you know, YouTube and shit, and I'm slowly getting better quality shit and making my videos a lot more appealing and talking often instead of just, randomly posting shit. Because oh, good. I have a different way of how I do things often. I like to go against the grain. with some of the grain. Now, the weapon setup that is best to use against the Bloodstar Beast is its melee period. Alright, I now have enough. Alright, so here's what we're going to be rolling with. The reason why I'm wearing this armor is because of the poison damage that you're going to take, which is mainly what the damage that you're going to get from this boss. And because of my build is not well, my build can take the attacks. It's just the fact of sustaining that damage for a large period of time with the poison, and that's not going to help much. And in order to raise your poison resistance, you first have to wear stuff that has, if you see the slow poison res, the rapid poison res, and frenzy, Black Church Garb has the highest by far. So that's why I'm actually wearing that in preparation. So here we go. And having a tank arcane build is really good for, especially for this boss in particular, because it's weak to fire and you have the extra health to back you up to sustain his attacks. It's not going to be as difficult as if you were just, you know, running a pure arcane build, because if you get hit like even mildly a few times, you're going to die, because you're very squishy when you're arcane. And that's the one thing you got to take into account. You don't have a lot of defense to work with. And it's really, you know, difficult to use this build because you're not going to be doing a lot of damage, but you're going to be taking more damage, but you're going to be lasting for the fight. And that's what this is. It's just an arcane build that can last the fight instead of throwing it.
You are a skilled hunter, adept, but as the best hunters are, which is why I'm
We actually don't give a fuck about how that guy feels right now. honestly give two shits about him. Well, that's unfortunate. That was actually part of my plan. Okay. I really hope he doesn't follow me. Motherfucker, follow my ass. Somebody fucking behind me. daughter calls me daddy too. Holy Jesus. Now, as you can tell from the little scuffle, the health pool helps. Alright. Oh, that's right. Fucking go over here. Another thing in this game, there's lots of twists and turns. I mean, I know where to go. It's just that oftentimes one forgets, especially in this game. Oh, I gotta go on the other side. Shit. I really don't want to deal with this motherfucker over here, man. I mean, they're flavoring on my ass. God damn. Alright. Yeah, so my destination is to get over there. I just gotta come back through here, which it's not safe whatsoever. Stop this train before it starts. Shoot, shoot, down. Fuck, I missed. Now that's another gemstone. We'll have a look at it. It's probably the same, yeah, as that one. It ups up physical attack 3.4%. That was the rifle spear, yep. And that requires 11 skill and 9 blood tinge. And that's a different armor set than the original. Now, one thing, if you take into account, a lot of the beasts in the game, if you're looking at why he backed away because of the fire, they won't attack you. Oh, you motherfucker. Fuck him. He's gonna piss me off. Fuck you, dude. A waste of time. I was trying to get over on the other side over there, but it looks like that I'm not going to be able to do that, so fuck. Oh well. Now, gotta go back through here one more time. Make sure I got everything. Now if I fall from here, it's obvious that I'm gonna die. Which item do I want to get first? Oh, well. Close the book on that one. I ain't getting shit. Well, I did get something. It's called the fucking sword. It was a nice taste, too. Now, I believe I forgot to come down here and get the other shit. Oh, that's fucking right. Okay, looks like I actually did get everything for it. Best bet in this game is to kill everything I need. That will solve 90% of the problem. Well, I'm not getting electric here. Oh my god, really, dude? Is he really gonna... Oh, I got the whole platoon chasing after me. So that did make absolutely no sense. Because I messed up and I panic rolled. Because I fucking forgot that there was more than one entrance to this place. And I should have just kept going straight, but I didn't. Oh, didn't make that jump. Fuck. Oh well. Fuck it. Siamese twins. Oh yeah, there's a door. And I keep missing the fucking door. I don't understand why I keep missing that fucking door. It was probably to my right, but oh well. Running round in circles, running round in circles. That's a song by, Bring Me the Horizon. Oh my god. Kids, don't ever do drugs, please. Because you'll be running around in circles like this. This is not good at all. Okay. I believe I remember where to go now. I'm not like R. Kelly, who I'm just gonna piss everywhere whenever I can't find my way. I will show you the way. Earlier on when I spoke about the definition of insanity, well, I never got to get my shit down. Fuck. I go there in the fucking... No, it's somewhere over here that I have to do a go drop off. And I don't remember quite well where that is. It's like when you go into a house and you bring pizza and everybody wants a slice. They all want a slice of my pizza because I went the wrong fucking way for like the 8th time. What the fuck was I doing? How the fuck did I get myself fucked with? You know what? You know what? I'm gonna call the doctor. What the fuck? Get on him. God. Oh, you uncles and shit. Fuck around. Hold on. Nope, that door didn't open. I was gonna find out real quick. Y'all are some motherfuckers in this game, I swear. Ooh, look at you motherfuckers. Get your ass, get. Oh, fuck you. I like ice cream, I like ice cream. The vanilla kind. Aw, shit. There, motherfuckers. And this motherfucker's gonna piss me off. It just took me forever to find this shit when it was right there. Oh, man. How about a nice cocktail? That'll quench your thirst. Now for the shortcut. And hopefully, this is the room where... God damn it! Look at that. It made me fidget. I should have known he was going to do that shit. I promise you guys, I'm not crazy. Maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, look at here. Here's a door. Very nice. After spending at least 40 minutes playing with myself, I've come to realize something. You want to know what that something is? Cottage cheese. Okay, not feel like going through that. Keep your hands to yourself, child. Oh, what's that? Oh, he dropped some blood vials. Stay back there. Ooh, scary. Very, very scary. That's too bad. This is how you deal with Jehovah's. You don't let them come near you. Okay, so I should be able to run with this shit. It's a bare minimum, but who cares? Okay. That can happen in a split second, guys. That's what I was talking about. You know that one song? Oh, is it by Brandy? Almost in town. At least now I can go back and buy some more Molotovs. That slow poison will eat you alive. And then his erratic attack pattern will just devastate. Now, I did deserve that because of the simple fact that I rushed him. Which is no biggie. I've had to fight this boss plenty of times. And when I say plenty of times, I mean plenty of times. And trust me, I've got fucked worse than that. Alright. That should be a good amount. Okay. But now you see the large amount of damage that you do whenever you have an arcane build. Like, and another thing I could have used was this, but that was actually my last resort. Why did I go to here? Simple mistakes. They normally show you what you're truly made of. A wad of shit. If I'm not mistaken. Bone marrow ash. In order to play this game, you have to just be okay with a lot of shit. I mean, we didn't make it, so, but we're gonna make it. If you didn't make it the first time, you gotta go back. It's as simple as that. Molotovs. This guy's a really good distraction for you earlier on. Alright, let's get him, boys. what's up. Woo! So now you get to see the true power of the early Arcane build. That's a tank. Now, I wasn't doing as much damage, like I said in my previous video, that I have of me fighting him. But I did enough to last the fight. As you can tell, I was able to attack longer periods of time. I could withstand most of his attacks, at least. Because if there was any other build, or, you know, having low health, I would have just died. Oh, here we go. Old bastard. Sitting in a goddamn chair. Ain't doing shit.
The healing church and the blood ministers who belong to it were once guardians of the hunters in the times of the hunter Ludwig. They worked and forged weapons in their unique workshop. Today, most ministers don't recall the hunters, but they have much to offer you. And so, heed the message of your forebears.
Alright, so he's just one of the main people in the story that, you know, as you advance, he talks to you and tells you about ongoing occurrences.
I must have drifted off. What is it you desire? Very well, let me.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do right here is actually get 20, because this is at 50. 50 is the top of the line base arcane that you need to be fully viable, and I'm just 30 points away from 50. For this build, I'm actually doing the complete opposite though. Instead of having 50 arcane, I'm gonna only have 40, and the rest of it is points are gonna go to extra health. That way I'll be balanced out in a little bit of the rest of the places, because some of the weapons I will not be able to use because they require higher arcane costs.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Now, this is going to be an interesting thing that I'm about to do before I end the video, because this is what's going to be a right after you kill the blood-starved beast, and this is most commonly known, but there's a very specific weapon that you're gonna want to get, because this weapon is very, very viable. In fact, it's gonna be pretty much one of the most viable weapons. Well, not one of the most viable weapons, but it's gonna be, you know, very useful. Now here's what you want to do. You want to, well, I can do that anyway. Okay. What you want to do is you want to come over here. This is somebody called smash it. What you want to do is, you want to let him just put his long sack in you. And you look at that long sack. Like, damn. Okay, so yeah, you want him to Bill Cosby your ass, pretty much. I mean, that was a pretty big roof that he gave me. I mean, the dosage was called KO. I'm not sure if anybody has ever had that dosage of roof before, but it's very viable. Lots of protein. It comes with a hint of vitamin A. As for ass whooping. But you don't want to get fucked by that guy. You want to come up here, and you want to come up here, and you want to like that shit. And you want to run like a motherfucker. Because this guy was... See that shit? And that's how you get to this. You gotta watch out for this old shadow eyes right here. You just gotta watch out for all these motherfuckers. Still hit my ass. God damn. He screams so goddamn loud. Like shit, man. I don't feel like doing that. Run balls deep over here. After you run for your dear life, if you value your life, I'm not sure I value mine that much. Actually, I do. I just don't take time with people trying to take it away without me taking it away myself. As you saw earlier. Now what I was gonna do... Oh, this cookie bastard. Give this motherfucker swine food. Oh shit, you didn't kill my ass. You got some range on you, boy. having grilled hot dogs tonight. Good old smoke. With some chili. A little bit of cheese on top. Nice looking coney. Okay, so now that we have what we came for, we've got to, well, try to make it back, in which that didn't happen whatsoever. Needless to say, it was not in my plan to die like that, but oh well. Well, here's the weapon I have. Let's see. It's called the Tonidris, and you at least need 12 strength to wield it, which is a very, very good weapon. I don't know why I didn't put 12 into my strength stat beforehand, me knowing that I needed that. But I'm pretty sure you guys have seen me use the weapon already in my previous video. If not, you will see me use it. I'm just gonna use up all of my whatchamacallit right now because I really don't need these at all. And there's a reason why. A lot of the outfits in Bloodborne look really, really nice. I'm just going to keep the dress on for the aesthetics. Or make it better if I just added that to it. Or this. Which I actually like this better. You guys will see some screenshots of this a little bit later. But anyhow, I've got to go to a certain area for a certain place. Oh, you saw me something earlier. Where you at, Grandma? We gotta go visit her. There's Charlie here. Well, you guys remember. What up, Grandma? Cook us some pizza tonight. Damn. You get to that little hole, man. You can't climb this ladder, motherfucker. remember, guys, like I said, I'm gonna make another. Watch the front. That shit's nasty. I mean that shit. It's like the second time I have to tell you guys to go fucking wash your dishes. Go wash your dishes. Family reunion. Oh, God. There's your brother, David. Damn, Grandma. Came back to visit me? Why y'all motherfuckers backing up? Why y'all leaving? What's wrong with y'all? Oh, you did. That's dirty, Grandma. That's real dirty. Well, this was not a good idea to do earlier on. The trick to this boss is to come here with 0 insight. So you don't have to fight those freaking motherfuckers with their little hand scythe in their hands. They're really annoying. I just rather not fight them. It makes a boss fight a lot easier, and it'll make me quick. Jack be fast, Jack be quick. Jack pulled out his candlestick. I wonder what he did with that candlestick. He fucked Jill. Alright, teen. There's an easy way to do shit in this game, and I just choose to do the hard way. Because I like being hard. What should I get? Oops, glove. Okay, now I can go there with a somewhat of a peace of mind. It won't be much, but so for those that are interested in my channel and everything else, because I do more than just video games. I also do music, and I also do falling in giant holes that are bottomless and that you won't ever get out of. Because I like going in the holes. Anyhow. If you're interested in more content related to this factor, please do hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and also you can hit the ad up on Twitter. Follow me for more content. That's if you don't want to get, you know, the train ran on you. Also, as I mentioned before, for fucking third time, wash your damn dishes. Who the fuck? God damn, dude. Oh shit. Charlie. No, Dave. Damn. You put it out in my eyes. Charlie, you better get your brother Dave. He's fucking me in the ass now. Oh where, oh where? Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because you need a certain item to do a certain thing for a certain item with a certain someone to a certain thing. Now, I would try to explain what's going on right now, but, and I say but a lot, because there's a lot of but. Like, look at that ass. But. There's no way I can explain this in any plausible way. And since this isn't a lore video, you're better off going to a psychiatrist. Oh, elusive. There you are. Oh. Oh, fuck. You gotta watch out for that shit, it will kill you. Ah, damn it! God damn it! Oh my god, that is annoying. My medical bill is really high right now. I swear. No, you don't. I know you up there. Oh, shit. Uh-oh, really pressing. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on that it's just not right. And I mean that in the most humblest way I can explain it. It ain't right. Okay, now we got what we really came for. Now this is very important. Because this tool is a tool that will guide us to heaven. And this will be the rod that will pierce the heavens.
Welcome. What is it? Very well. Let me.
Let's see, so we use this right here to acquire runes. And the runes give you like extra health, extra stamina, or a little stat boost in beast blood, all the other good stuff. And you're gonna really need that. What the fuck? Okay. So we have a couple of weapons that we need to fortify, or that we can. Obviously this weapon. This weapon has helped me get through the game up in my previous profile because it's just pure attack. But we're gonna stick with Threaded Cane and we're gonna enter Nitras. We're not gonna worry about the rest of these. Aside from all that, my next video for this tank build is going to be me running the Chalice Dungeon again. I'm actually going to start the second Chalice Dungeon up on my other profile video. And that's all I kind of wanted to cover, is just the Did my shit cut out again? Anyhow, all I really wanted to cover was just the build in general and how well it works earlier on in the game and the stats that you need to start off with. So, in order to make this build worth anything, when you start the game, you want to instantly start putting everything you can into Vitality. And I mean everything. Like your first 15 to 20 levels of Vitality, and then your next levels put it into Endurance. And last but not least, since you start off, if you use Cruel Fate as your beginning class when you start the game, you get 14 Arcane right off the bat, and you can just take 6 levels and put into Arcane, and that'll put you at 20 Arcane, which will, you know, put you around level 40. Now this is a really good level 40. I know you can do better if you were taking some stats out of Arcane and put into Endurance, or taking some Endurance and put it into Arcane, which is what I did with my other build. But you want to do this because it's more balanced, and even though you don't have much skill or blood tinge, you can kind of get away with that at the beginning, because most of the enemies you just gotta be really aggressive with. Like, this game is, the playstyle is, you get rewarded more for aggressive playstyle rather than defensive. So they want you to be on the offensive a lot. And your endurance ability is, to me, is, you know, one of the most useful things in the game. And besides that, I would say to put your endurance a little bit higher than your health in certain cases. And I think that would be if you have more of a strength related build, because if you have a strength related build, you're going to be using bigger weapons, and it's going to take more endurance out. So that's what I would suggest to you for a strength build, because their strength builds are some of the foundations of this game, other than skill and blood tinge. Blood tinge is heavy because at the lower levels, blood tinge do more damage than your conventional, you know, arcane and strength weapons. And what blood tinge does, it's like what your guns, like whenever you shoot someone and you go into a visceral, that's what you need the most in this game, because viscerals pretty much can finish enemies like that, like in the quickness. You don't really have much time before, you know, an enemy gets back up and they try to attack you again. And this goes for normal enemies and bosses, because you can perform a visceral on any enemy in the game. And that's what I love about Bloodborne, is that you have that versatility. You're not stuck to one thing all the time. And as far as that builds and things goes, if you're a beginner, in my book, because it will just help you so much. Like the health pool, the stamina pool, and having just enough arcane to get by with like the torch and like my other video, and the flame sprayer will do you really good. Like this weapon is your arcane baby right here. This little thing right here. You're gonna be using this a lot. A lot. And whenever you run out of this, just switch over to your torch. Because your torch, whenever you upgrade them, will do just as much damage. Like, hold on. Like, look at that. 45 and 50. So they're pretty much a little bit evened out. And your torch can do a little bit more damage later on whenever you invest more into upgrading it and using that skill more often, because this can stun enemies from attacking you, especially beast enemies. So guys, this is AOXO. I'm about to sign out of the video. Let me know if you have any questions or anything about the game or builds and whatnot. I can pretty much answer it. If you have like a specific build or a hybrid build or anything like that, just let me know. I can post a video on it and do it from scratch to actually show you how it's done. Because a lot of people don't like to show, you know, behind the scenes, like the little shit that you actually have to go through to get the shit. Because there's going to be mistakes are going to be made, and that's a part of learning in the game. And you're going to get lost from time to time. So it's best to look up, if you're really trying to solo the game, just look up walkthroughs and look at the players and things who are using viable builds first before you try to do something like this, which is a lot newer. But anyhow, that's all she wrote for today, and that will be it, guys. Until next time, see you around, and Nova the Tank will be tanking out. See ya later.